Hello. Hello. Hey, sorry about the hair. I'm a millennial going through a midlife crisis, and the blue, Smurf movie. You guys get it. Hey, listen. Um, I wasn't planning on doing another like a different, but I wasn't planning on like going out and purchasing like more toys to do toy reviews for, if that makes sense. But then I was at the Ollies. If you don't, Ollie's is like a store that buys stuff that are like the whole other store will put on clearance, and Ollie's is like, I'll take them all. And you guys know, like, I'm a nerd for Transformers. Well, they have, like 80 pterosaurs that nobody wants, but I already have one. It's in a glass case to keep the dust off of it. Dinosaurs and all that. But I couldn't say. Look, they got a Perceptor. All right, this is Perceptor. Okay, this is I guess it's from the movie toy line, but it was only like $10, and I love these. They almost feel like a mystery box because I have no idea how big this is. It feels like there's something in there. I don't know. But you see, there's the box art. It's pretty sweet. Look at him go. He's got a pistol and he's a microscope. I kind of remember Perceptor from. He's like in this blurb of one of the Dinobot episodes, and it's like, hey, analyze this, Perceptor. I remember shows which were just commercials for toys, but I remember shows back in the 80s. They didn't have to make sense, and it's the reason why is because the scripts were made not by writers but by marketing executives, and they were just making stuff up. Which is, I mean, that's what writing is, but there was no structure, there was no introduction, which is great because, like, we went through the 90s and the early 2000s of this huge thing where every single IP had to have this origin. Like, everything was just like, well, where did they come from? How did they get there? How did they get here? We need to know all this stuff. And it used to not be like that, guys. It used to just be like, you know what? They're here now. Because you had this collection of Transformers that were stranded on Earth, and they were just like, I think maybe in the original series, Optimus Prime does the thing where he calls out to the rest of the world, and he's like, hey, like, if you're out there, you should be here. And so that was just how they roughly explained where all these other Autobots came from, and then they built the Dinobots, and just like the Decepticons built the Constructicons, but then they kind of had a Beast Wars situations with the Insecticons because they had been there and mimicked the insects were there. So that was like an ancient Beast Wars I don't know. There's a whole lore. Believe it or not, Transformers has a lot of lore. But Perceptor was the most, because he turns into a microscope to analyze things, and is also supposedly an expert tactician. But he turns into a microscope that's like 9 feet tall. For some reason, like, the Decepticons seem to have, you had those 3 cameras, and, Megatron turned into a gun, but not a gun the size of Megatron. No, a gun the size of, like, one of their guns. I always wondered why they never got into some fake lore about that, about how, like, the Decepticons had some cool secret technology for shrinking. Which would be the reason why Soundwave could shrink down into a boombox, but then when he transformed, he would be 12 feet tall. But they never got into that because it seems like none of the Autobots would do it. This is a microscope, right? A microscope should be, 12 inches tall? Maybe 18 inches tall if it's a big microscope? No, not Perceptor. Perceptor is like a 12-foot tall robot that transforms into a 12-foot tall microscope. And then also, I don't know if it's going to be like this one, but some of them actually turn into, like, mobile artillery, which I guess is the reason why he's got, does this one have the tank treads? Yeah, tank treads on a microscope. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what? Rolling with it. So let's check out the box. Okay, see, on the back of it, you only have the 2 modes. You got robot mode, you got microscope mode. There's no explanation, as far as I can tell, to the tank treads. But you know what? That's the beauty of imagination. They don't have to explain a gosh darn thing to any of us, okay? Let's see. So, the heroic Autobot. Yeah, this is just like a general message that they've put on. So this is, like I said, this is from the movie. They're threatened by the greatest villain Cybertron has ever known. The heroic Autobots must find a new way to destroy this menace if they hope to save their homeworld till all are one. Then you got a nice little stats card right here to let you know just how, you know, badass Perceptor is. And then it lets you know you get all this. It's in 5 languages. That's pretty cool. Plastic-free packaging, which is good. It's always important for the environment to be as plastic-free as possible. I mean, that's probably all the interesting stuff on the box. So let's open it up. I need to get some kind of knife or something so I can open this sucker up. Let me find a knife. Oh, turns out I don't need a knife. I'm just going to gently peel this. Oh, so gently peel this Scotch tape. Look, the peelies. That's skill right there. Oh, didn't even have to cut it. Just get the tape right off. Now we get to preserve the box, which is always a plus. Alright, let's take this. Let's see how... I've never bought one of these toys that just come in a box like this. You know, they do it... I think they do it in Japan. See, there's your instructions. And it's for the purpose of saving plastic, which is nice. It's always nice. Okay, so this is with the packaging on the inside. Oh, there he is. Look. Not even more than meets the eye. That's him. That's the guy right there. So I'm gonna take him out of the package and then we're gonna check him out. Okay. Okay, here he is. Okay. Pretty effing sweet, if you ask me. Look at this guy. So something I didn't realize when I bought him is, so he's got the one like standard laser pistol, right? And these are really nicely made. And then this pistol right here is actually a bullet launcher, but the bullets come in like the, you know, the little pressed plastic things that you got to cut them out. And I don't have my good nippers here to cut these out and then, you know, file them down so they're all nice and neat. So we're just going to keep these in the grids right here and trust that they work. The only thing that makes me hesitant is I had a really great Megatron toy from War for Cybertron, and his particle blaster, whatever bullet, I lost it. I think the cats took it away somewhere, and I've never been able to find it. And they don't really have a company that manufactures new ones, so I've been thinking about like trying to sculpt one out of clay and then make one out of poured resin. If I ever try that, I'll make a video on it and let you guys know how it goes. The nature of lost bullets, am I right? So like the figure himself is really cool because it's the things that I like about Transformers, which is that he's very blocky. You know, like he's got a lot of snap to his movements, you know, and he's very blocky and he's got some cool decals and stuff. He's got a roller on his butt crack, so that's always good. The shoulder cannon, the microscope part actually moves. And somehow I couldn't really see anything, but this is like a real lens. Like somehow this actually will refract some kind of light. So that's really neat. And the way that it moves in and out so you can focus on stuff, I guess. So I'm going to transform him into, when his chest opens. I don't know if that comes in, if that's important to the lore. I can't remember. But you know, prison pocket, I guess. Whatever. Look, I'm going to transform him and we're going to see how he looks in not robot mode. Here it is. It's a microscope. You got your little adjusters on the side. You got your little petri dish right here. And you got your focus for your doodads right there. One thing I will say, you know, I want to be an honest toy reviewer. The back of this thing is not very solid. I was trying to figure out if maybe a lot of these better toys will lock into place, and everything about this is really stiff except for this one aspect, and that's the scope kind of just bebops around. You close his arms up, they just collapse into his chest, which is really cool. But you would think they could have they could have put some little pegs or some kind of doodads. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but they could have put something like where it would lock this scope into place, but they didn't. It's unfortunate because everything else about this little Perceptor I love. I think he's fantastic. It's a fantastic addition to all my other Transformers, and if you find one for $10, this is worth $10. When you figure like the Optimus Prime that I want from the animated series that they keep selling at Walmart is like $25, and I'm like, yes, I want that Optimus Prime because I want to do a Peter Cullen voice and make him say inappropriate things, but I got other Optimus Primes I can do that with. I've got other movie accurate Optimus, but he's got the anime sheen on the chest and all, but is it worth $25? And I was waiting for it to go on clearance, and I waited too long because now it's gone. And so I don't know. I'll find it eventually. Maybe I'll find it at Ollie's. Who knows? But Perceptor was definitely worth $10. So I'm sure I'll show you guys some more Transformers. I got some more He-Man stuff to show you guys. And whatever else is in the bag. I got one of those surprise egg things that you crack open that I bought on a whim on a clearance aisle too. I want to do that as a whole video and be surprised by things. So if you like that kind of stuff, or just video games, or just millennials dealing with their age in an unhealthy manner, smash that subscribe button. Watch some of my other videos. Every now and then I'm kind of funny, but I am always balding and usually dirty in some way or another. At any rate, I've been AJ this whole time, and let's see, goodbye.